Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. So alhamdulillah, we finished the hukam, the illah, the sabab, and then we also discussed the asbab shari'iyya. Now we're discussing mawani'. What do we mean mawani'? We have an illah, and the illah leads to the hukam. But sometimes we have something which stops the, what does it stop? The illah does not lead to the hukam. So it seems to be in place. You have the illah, but the illah, you don't have the hukam straight away. Are you following? What is this? First is mani'un yamna'u in iqad al-illah. So the illah can't even come about. The illah doesn't come into place. So basically you're stopping it right here. The second scenario is وَمَانِعٌ يَمْنَعُ تَمَامَهَ أي تَمَامَ الْإِلَّةِ. The illah starts but it doesn't stop. So number one. Number two. The illah starts but it doesn't come to an end. Number three. مَانِعٌ يَمْنَعُ ابْتِدَاءَ الْحُكْمِ. The illah comes to an end but the hukam doesn't start. And obviously all these are understood with examples. Now this is number three. And then number four is mani'un yamna'u dawamu. The hukam starts off, but the hukam doesn't remain. It comes to an end event. It stops the hukam from remaining. Now all these examples is but you understand the idea? So either stop the illah from starting, stop the illah from completing, stop the hukam from starting, stop the hukam from remaining. So the example makes it very easy. First example, nadhirul awwal bay'ul hurri wal maytati wad dami. We have bay' is an illah for milk. So the illah is bay'. But because you're selling a hur, you can't sell a free person, he's not mal. You can't sell dead item, a dead carrion. Yes? You can't sell blood. Blood is not what? It's not mal. So because here, these things are not malun mutaqawwam. These are not considered mal in sharia. So therefore, the ijab and qabul, which is the bay', leads to milk and tasarruf. So the illah doesn't even start. The bay' doesn't even occur. Being a hur, being a maita, and being dumb stops the hukam from coming about, the illah from coming about in the first place. Do you understand? Why? فَإِنَّ أَدَمَ الْمَحَلِّيَّةِ. The hur, the maita, and the dumb, because they are not mahal for what? They're not mahal for bay'. يَمْنَعُ إِنْ إِقَادَ التَّصَرُّفِ. It stops tasarruf coming about to lead to the hukam. Yes? Is that what you have in your books as well? Same text? What's in your books? Same thing? فَإِنَّ أَدَمَ الْمَحَلِّيَّةِ يَمْنَعُ إِنْ إِقَادَ التَّصَرُّفِ إِلَّا فَالْحُكْمِ. Yeah. So now here, it's saying the ijab and the qabul, the illah is bay'. The illah is bay'. And the bay' leads to milk, which also leads to tasarruf. You are allowed to do tasarruf in the wealth. So now, because they're not mahalliyah, the man is adamul mahalliyah, not being mahall of bay'. So adamul mahalliyah prevents the bay' becoming an illah for tasarruf. Yes? وَعَلَى هَذَا سَائِرُ التَّعْلِيقَاتِ إِنْدَنَا. Anything you make mu'allaq stops the illah from coming about. فَإِنَّ التَّعْلِيقِ, you make something mu'allaq. For example, أَنْتِ طَالِقٌ إِنْ ضَرَبَتْ أُمَّكَ. أَنْتَ حُرٌّ إِنْ حَفِظْتَ الْقُرْآنِ. So all of these ta'liqat, shart, يَمْنَعُ إِنْ إِقَادَ التَّصَرُّفِ إِلَّةً قَبْلَ وُجُودِ الشَّرْءِ عَلَى مَا ذَكَرْنَا. Following? Right? So now give the example. لو حلف, he says a qasam, لا يطلق امرأته. So if he says, Wallahi, I will not divorce my wife. Okay? If he breaks a qasam, what does he have to do? Kafara. If فألق, what does he do now? He ألق طلاق امرأته بدخول الدار. He says talaq. When the talaq, he says, if you hit your mom, you're divorced. Yes? Now has he given, so there's two masla. When will talaq take place? If she hits her mom. But when he said this statement, you are taliq, you are divorced if you hit your mother. Has he broken his custom of not divorcing his wife? You understand the masla? There's two things here. He says here. One is, so he says here, Anti taliqun in darabti ummak. Yes? Are you following? Now, when will talaq take place? This is now ta'liq. The talaq is mu'allaq. What's talaq mu'allaq upon? The in the Now, when he added this statement, talaq's not going to happen yet, is it? So has he broken his? But he said anti talikun. So did this count as talaq taking place or not taking place? Are you following? So this anti talik in darabti ummak ya in tadrib ummak. This statement is ta'liq. What does it do? It's mani'un yamna'u inqad illa. Talaq is not taking place. It stops the talaq from taking place. Are you following? You understand? Because the ta'liq prevents it from counting the talaq. If she hits her mom, if that happens, then what happens? Then talaq will take place. Then he will have the talaq. He will lose his wife and he has to give a kafara as well. He'll lose his wife and his slave. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Next one is mani'un yamna'u tamam al-illa. There's a mani' which the illa starts, but the illa does not come to an end. Is that can become tam? مثال ثاني حلاك النساب في أثناء الهول. Zakat. So what happens now? What's the sabab? Again, we say sabab and illa, they use it very loosely. You understand? So we said here, what's sabab of zakat becoming compulsory? The illa is what? Milkun nisab. And this illa becomes tam where? Where does it become? Ada hawlan al-hawl. When the 1 year comes to an end. But now, if this nisab becomes what? Halik. It destroys, the wealth perishes. What happens now? So during the year, nisab perishes. If during the year, what happens? Nisab perishes. What will happen? We say what? The illa of zakah becoming compulsory does not come to an end. It started off because the hawlan did not take place. It's not come compulsory. Similarly, you have two shahid. So one, you have a shahada. So shahada, you have a shahada here. So one person gave shahada. So one person gave shahada. Yes? Now, this is not going to lead to what? The hukam. The qazi make a decision. However, the other person does what? Imtina'. The other shahid said, no, I'm not going to give testimony. I'm not confident, I'm not going to give testimony. What happens now? So وامتناع مثال ثاني امتناع أحد الشاهدين عن الشهادة ورد شطر العقد. Similarly, he does ijab. He does what? Ijab. Not qabul. So ijab starts though illa, but it's not completed. Are you following? So for example, there's one story, one person, I'm going to marry the princess. You know that story? So I'm going to marry the princess. And then he said, after a couple of weeks, he said, how's it going? He goes, almost halfway there. He goes, how do you mean halfway there? He said, I'm ready, but she's not ready yet. So just once she gets ready, then she does it, this qabul, then it's done. So he says, illa is not tam. His illa started, but it's not come to completion yet. Yes? Acha. Next one is mani'un yamna'u ibtida' al-hukm. The illa comes to an end. The illa comes to an end, but the hukm hasn't started yet. Example, shartul khiyar. I am selling this item, but I have shartul khiyar. Shartul khiyar means I have the choice to return it. Okay, Abu Hanifa, up to 3 days, according to Sahihain, it's up to how much ever they agree upon. Yes? So, mithalu thalith al-bay'u bi shartil khiyar. Selling a product on the condition of the possibility of returning. You have a khiyar in this. Yes? Similarly, وَبَقَاءُ الْوَقْتِ فِي حَقِّ صَاحِبِ الْعُذْرِ. Now let's say for example, khuruj dam. Khuruj dam, according to Abu Hanifa rahmatullah, what's the hukm of khuruj dam? Hadath. Yes? But if he's ma'adhur, what's the name of ma'adhur? He's establishing ma'adhur, meaning now, for him, the blood coming out does not break the wudu until time elapses. So which means baqa'ul waqt, having some time remaining. Having some time remaining makes that khuruj dam does not cause hadath. When the hadath come about, when the baqa'ul waqt, when the waqt comes to an end. Are you following? So when blood comes out normally, you become what? The wudu will break. But because time is left for the ma'adhur, we say time remaining stops the illa from becoming, leading to the hukam. So that if the mani goes away, the wudu will break. Third one is mani'un yamna'u dawam al-hukam. There's a mani, and the mani stops the hukam from continuing. Example, khiyarul bulugh. if somebody performed the nikah of a young boy or young girl, there's customs before. Then what happened? As soon as when they become baligh and mature, they can say, I'm not happy with this. I want to nullify the nikah. So then what will happen? So the ijab and the qabul, the ijab from either the one partner and the qabul from the wali makes the nikah come into place. Nikah is existing, but the nikah is not da'im. Until after bulugh, they say, I'm happy with this. Khiyarul itq. There's a slave, a boy or slave girl, and a master performs a nikah, gets them married. When they become free, they can say, no, I'm not happy with this nikah. I don't want to stay in this. I want to break it up. They're allowed to do this. Right? Yes? Khiyarul ru'ya. So I'll buy the car for you. I saw the pictures. I read the description. I'm happy with it. But when I see it, I will have the khiyar. You have the khiyar ru'ya. Adamul kafa'a. There's no kafa'a in nikah. That is not writing anything. Well, indimal fil babil jirahat. It came before indimal, meaning recovery, the wound healing. So if you wound somebody, and what will happen? Qisas. Under the circumstances, you are entitled to qisas. For him. But if in jirahat, what happens? The wound heals. Then there's no qisas. You can have compensation other ways, but there will no qisas in there. So the hukam, the illah is there. Hukam should be there, but the hukam doesn't remain. If that stops the hukam from being remaining. But yes. Acha. Now we mentioned 4. Can you see that screen? Actually, you can see the screen. There are 4. We mentioned here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 mawani. Yes. However, one group says there's no such thing. The third will not really exist. The third and 1 is 1, 2, and 4. There's no 3. Why? They say that illa automatically leads to the hukam. When the illa becomes tam, the hukam becomes tam. When you have the illa becomes tam, the hukam becomes tam. When the illa becomes tam, the hukam comes into place. You can't do takhalluf. Illa means hukam. So you can't have that the illa is complete and then the hukam doesn't come into place. So in this example, we said halakun nisab. What does that do? The illa doesn't come tam. And in khiyarul shart, the first group is saying the illa became tam, the hukam hasn't started yet. They said no. In that's also the same as number 2. In there what's happened? The illa hasn't become tam. Khiyarul shart stops the illa from becoming tam. Yes, because they say here, you can't, the illa, once the illa is found, the hukam is found. So if the hukam doesn't start, it means the illa hasn't come to an end. So they said these two are basically, this doesn't exist and it's actually in there. Thamara? No. Okay. Wahada, i.e., the mawani being 4 and only 4, ala i'tibari jawazi takhsis al-illati shar'iyya. This is based upon the concept of doing takhsis of illa shar'iyya. What does takhsis illa shar'iyya means? That you can have a hukam which does not follow the illa. Takhalluf al-hukmi an al-illa. You have the hukam, you have the illa, but despite the illa being found, the hukam is not found. So based on that, you can have number 3. However, فأما على قول من لا يقول بجواز تخصيص الإلة. According to those people who do not allow takhsis of the illa. And takhsis of the illa means after the illa is found, you cannot have takhalluf. According to them, there are only 3 mawani. What are 3 mawani? 1, 2, and 4. مانع يمنع ابتداء العلة ومانع يمنع تمامها ومانع يمنع دوام الحكم. Yes? What do they say? وأما إن تمام العلة فيثبت الحكم لا محالة. Okay. وعلى هذا كل ما جعله الفريق الأول مانعا لثبوت الحكم. The first jama'ah, what they have made as مانع لثبوت الحكم, number 3. The second jama'ah really says this is what? This is مانع لتمام العلة. Yes. وعلى هذا الأصل يدور الكلام بين الفريقين. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.